that's the new construct of the NFL, where the owners said, we're sick and tired of paying a kid out of college the most money in the history of our franchise. There's no other business in America who does it. Like, there's no law firm that takes the top legal scholar out of Harvard and makes him or her the highest paid lawyer in the history of some Wall Street firm. You know what I mean? Like, so they wanted to at least see something on the field before they had to make that financial commitment to somebody. And now, as you know, you just pointed out that there are some teams that have done that, and the Eagles and the Rams, and now they're out of that. You know, and so when you're having people on your show as much as you are, and cobbling together from news and information, men and women and players and coaches, about what is the crux of the Rodgers situation and how fixable is it, what do you think is going to happen with this, DP?
You know, my issue is that we haven't heard from anybody who is, confirming, validating any of this. I take Adam Schefter at his word that Aaron Rodgers wants out. Okay, but I haven't heard from Aaron, and I haven't heard from the Packers other than to say we're not trading him. I know the Rams inquired. I know the Niners inquired, and I think they were just doing their due diligence. But is he steadfast? He'll never play for the Packers again. Deshaun Watson said that. Look, I'm not playing here again. And that, of course, might be the case for a variety of reasons now. But until then, it's really hard to sort through this. And as you know, I spent 18 years at ESPN, where you had to have two sources all the time when you're going to, give information. And if you speculate, just by speculating, I put my name to it, therefore it becomes a report. Like, it's not just, hey, I think this may happen. Dan Patrick reporting that, Aaron Rodgers is going to stay. Like, I never want to get into that gray area because people are so hungry for information, and they're going to take, and all of a sudden a rumor, innuendo, or a whisper, or I'm hearing, becomes more fact. And I don't have any facts when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. And I feel like I do a disservice to the story every time I do the story because I really don't have an update. Hey, I'm hearing Denver would offer this, or the Raiders would. Have they offered that? No, but I'm hearing they would. I'm hearing that Aaron would like to go to Vegas. Okay, until Aaron says I want to go to Vegas, I can't believe that. So you're sorting through it, and it just feels like I know less every time I do the story.
No, I know. We've been equating it to that Seinfeld episode where his girlfriend looks beautiful in one light, and then in the next light, just not as pretty. And so when it comes down to it, the NFL schedule makers are full speed ahead. They put the Packers on a nationally televised game, essentially, for the first 4 weeks. So we're going to have a front row seat to this whole business. And I'm just assuming that the Packers are not going to budge because that's their history. And Rodgers won't budge, and that's their history. And you might see I don't know what the answer is. Do they send him a bouquet? Is it like we're really, really sorry for drafting Jordan Love? I mean, because that's the potentially unfixable part about this whole deal.
But I would have traded Aaron Rodgers. I can't let one player, as great as he is, I can't let him hold us captive here. If we've bet on Jordan Love, then let's take advantage of that situation and see if he can play. It's unfortunate you have a NFC powerhouse here, a Super Bowl contender. But if I would have thought about this earlier, I would have gone back to I would have gone to the Niners and said, before you trade all of these picks to Miami to move up to 3, send all of that and Jimmy G to Green Bay. Now I can have a transition that's not going to be painful, that if Jimmy G plays 1 year and then we say goodbye, Jordan Love, we get 2 years out of him, and then I get all these draft picks here. Jimmy Garoppolo is a serviceable quarterback with a really good roster that you can still compete. That's where I would have gone with this. Rodgers is never going to be more valuable than he is right now. And as much as it would pain me to get rid of him or be the GM to say, yeah, I traded Aaron Rodgers, if you had traded him prior to an MVP season, then I think people would have had a little bit more of a problem. And another thing, Rich, if Aaron Rodgers scores that touchdown against Tampa Bay,
yes,
is he still upset or not as upset if they go to the Super? Like I don't know how it just I don't know. It just feels like there's some gray area here.
Well, taking the two things you just said, Dan Patrick Show, we follow his show, the Emmy-nominated Dan Patrick Show, every single day here on NBC Sports on Peacock and NBC Sports Audio 211. That's my reset to show how much of a professional I am to Dan. That the two things you just said there, number one, is if you are correct that the Packers do what you just said, and I think that that's a smart decision, then, the cap ramifications of trading him back when the Niners might have knocked on their door instead of trading all that to Miami or on draft day would have been so harmful, certainly in the contracted cap year after COVID, when we're still in it. It just could not have happened then. So I would say June 1 will be, as the kids say, lit if that happens, because that's when somebody like the Dolphins with their draft choices might be able to go and get Aaron Rodgers or even Deshaun Watson if he's a viable quarterback, in the NFL and also a citizen of the world, or anybody. The Broncos could do something like that as well. So that will be June 1 to take a look at that. And then in terms of losing to Brady, I think for sure that Brady winning in his house and beating him in that manner, after they've dressed up the window of opportunity remaining in his career, just fresh to the team, is what's really pissing Aaron Rodgers off even more. I think so, Dan.
Yeah, but Aaron had the home game. Like he had the title game in his backyard. You got to win these games. And I can look at play calling, but Aaron didn't handle that last drive well. And I do think they've helped him with that roster. I mean, let's be honest. They haven't spent their first round picks on skill position or offensive players, but their second, third round picks they've done really well. I mean, Devontae Adams, Jordy Nelson, they've found receivers. Now you can say, does Rodgers make them better? Yes, he does. But their offensive line is good.
Aaron Jones too. They kept Aaron Jones.
Brady didn't have any. Aaron Jones. Brady didn't have any first-round skill position players for how many years? 16 years. He won all those Super Bowls. Now, did he want it? Yes. Did they have an offensive line that they would just bring guys in? Yes. Were they, converting a quarterback to a wide receiver? Yes, they did that. Did they get a couple of really good tight ends, or certainly with Gronk? Yes, they did. Gronk was a second-round pick. But Brady did it, and, they did find players. And I think with Aaron, we tend to look at that roster and go, man, he's done a whole lot with nothing. They do have some good players and a good offensive line and some good skill position players. So I think they've done right by him. They just owed him a heads up just to say, that's all. Just say, look, if this player is there, we just want you to know that we really like him, and he's, long-term, whatever it is. You may not like it, but if you at least know about it, then they've thought about you. And and he should understand this. They did this to Brett Favre when he was there. So he should understand it. I just think he deserved a heads up by the front office.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.